Hi, David Zunker here. I got asked to do a write-up um, about the astrology of this summer, specifically June through August. So I did, and like to share it with you as a video. So it's a lot of words, and here we go. Let's talk summertime astrology for June to September 2026. I'm going to be looking like this because I'm reading it. Well, we have already begun 2026 with some significant astrological events. In March and April, the Sun, Mercury, and especially Mars were all cruising by to emphasize this year's movement of Saturn and Neptune into Aries. Now, it's been in the media a little bit about how unique this conjunction of Saturn and Neptune in Aries is. This is a formation, Saturn conjunct Neptune, that happens about every 30 years or so. So as Neptune moves very slowly, and Saturn takes about 28 years to go around the zodiac, so it is the start of a new Saturn-Neptune cycle, which has a lot to do with the development of cultures and society in which we live. Saturn represents his social structures, amongst many other things that relate to concepts such as authority, hierarchies, and cultural taboos. Neptune, in this context, can be associated with the dissolving of these social structures and what might be termed the thinning of the veils. Perhaps it may be read as an injection of spirituality into social structures and a formation of cultural norms around evolving spiritual concepts. A major planetary aspect such as this, every 30 years, may not be that unique. But because this one is in Aries, there is an added emphasis to the importance of this aspect. The previous time we had Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries was 1703, so almost 325 years ago. And what was going on then? Well, societies were moving quickly into industrialization. The ending of the feudal agrarian societies all over the world into more patriarchal societies developed by industry and military force. Around the world, the more advanced builders with stone and iron conquered and spread their imperialist control. Now, some 325 years later, we are hoping that Saturn and Neptune aspect shows a different kind of manifestation of the dream. Okay. Let's add a couple more major changes that we have this year into our formula. These two are the outer planets. Starting in January, we had Pluto move into Aquarius, and the last week of April, we have Uranus moving into Gemini. In a sense, both of these major planetary signs, changes, indicate an encouragement for humanity to make this new Saturn-Neptune cycle a very positive one. Pluto in Aquarius reads as power to the people. Uranus in Gemini reads as a breakthrough in consciousness. Mark our calendars for July 17th, when these planets have a trine aspect, as a powerful day of transformation. Your friend. Hey, Dan. Be good. We had on April 16th through 20th a stellium of 5 planets in Aries. With the moon for the first 2 days, it was 6 planets. This has given our whole summer added momentum. Let's look at our sabbats this summer to get an idea of where it's going. This summer solstice on June 21st Pacific time does show a positive and challenging map. The Mercury conjunct Jupiter, pretty close, less than a 5-degree orb, shows an optimism in our thinking, in a sense that we are adapting well to new ways. One very close, important aspect is Mars trining the moon on the solstice, and it shows a ready expression of feelings and the willingness to assert ourselves. Not so tight, but there is also a Venus opposed Pluto aspect, which reads as a willingness to blow things up if they're not working for us. Mars, loosely conjunct Uranus, shows we're thinking of rebellion as a viable option. The first week of July, this Mars conjunct Uranus aspect is exact, and those ideas about rebellion are more likely to manifest. August 1st is the traditional Lammas or Lunasa. The chart for Lammas shows the Sun conjunct Jupiter 2.5 degrees apart. This is a very positive indicator for the season. It's a little blessing. And it's maybe needed because Mars is square Venus in this chart, only 1 degree apart, and shows a tension in personal matters. Mars in Gemini shows trying to do too much, too soon, too quickly, while Venus in Virgo shows fussiness in emotions. Square, they say, slow down, shorten the list of requirements, and take it easy on people, especially the ones you're close to. Go back to the Sun conjunct Jupiter to see that there's good things coming and to keep the faith, because that's what's going to be required when we enter into this August eclipse season. We have a couple eclipses in August. The solar eclipse is August 12th, and the lunar eclipse is August 27th. In general, eclipses show times when decisions are made and decisive actions that have been taken have a permanence. The solar eclipse, August 12th, holds a really exciting planetary formation. It holds a grand trine in air. So close to exact because between 4 and 6 degrees of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, we have respectively Uranus, trining Venus, trining Pluto, but it's not just a grand trine in air. We have Mercury is opposite Pluto to make what is termed a rare kite formation. And this reads as transformative, original, and new ideas that take flight. This indicates transformative change in the microcosm of our individual lives and in the macrocosm of humanity on Earth. Science makes leaps. Or is it also showing up in our skies? Question mark. Yet it shows the lingering Venus square Mars, now moved into Libra and Cancer, respectively, but still square. So much going on in the big picture and in our own lives and consciousness, but all these goings on seem to put stress on personal relationships and personal preferences with this lingering Venus-Mars square. August 27th is a lunar eclipse on the full moon in early Virgo. Here we have the Sun conjunct Mercury, or what is known as the superior conjunction of Mercury, on the eclipse almost exactly, which means that we can almost figure things out. But wait a minute, it's not just that. This eclipse lines up to create another planetary formation called the Yod, or Finger of Fate. It is formed by the full moon, no, you're not jumping up, that creates the eclipse, dividing the sextile between Neptune and Pluto. The aspects are all tight. Here we have an eclipse creating a finger of fate, saying that something happens. So I'm going to make some predictions here. Could be a couple different things. Extreme weather, more extreme than previously. Part of this is from space weather, things going on with our sun, comets, and things coming into our solar system from beyond. Earth changes, such as volcanoes, earthquakes, that sort of thing. Things will be happening this summer, and add to the events the more subtle impacts of the lifting of the veils. People who aren't willing to accept new awareness or a higher consciousness go crazy. Like any good psychedelic will demonstrate, you can't hang on to the ego during times of changes in consciousness. It just makes for a bad trip. So, be prepared to go with the flow. Enjoy the excitement. Blessed be.